Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. So sometimes at work I meet really interesting people, and that can sometimes be a really good thing, and sometimes it's not such a good thing. And I have two examples of, I guess, customers that I met recently that sort of gave me a good experience and a bad experience. And one of them, I guess, I don't know, we could start with the bad one. The bad one, I had a guy who came in and he was looking for a bag for a rifle of his. So we went over and looked at the rifle cases, and he asked me, oh, which one's the cheapest one that you have? So I said, okay, no big deal, guy's on a budget, and he's just carrying the rifle in the cardboard box I guess he got it in. So we look at some bags, and I showed him one. It was 35 bucks, just a basic rifle bag, got the mag pouches on the side. And he said, okay, that looks fine. And so I start, and he wants to see if it fits. So I clear the rifle, and we bring it up next to the bag, and it looks like it's gonna fit. So he's like, okay, I'll get that one. So I'm looking at the rifle now, right? I have it in my hands, and I see that it's an Anderson. And I understand, like Anderson makes stuff for a budget. They have very appropriate pricing. It's not the greatest quality though, I will say. So, I wouldn't recommend that someone go get one. But if you're really like pinching pennies and, that's all you can afford, fine, whatever, it works. He notices that I'm looking at the rifle, so he says, oh, hey, yeah, that's an Anderson rifle. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like already thinking, all right, cool, dude, I work at a shop, I know what it is. But anyway, I let him go on. So he seems to be really excited about it. And if someone's excited about their stuff, that's cool. I'm not gonna hate. I'm, basically just gonna, I'll let you think it's cool, right? So he basically is like, yeah, how much do AR-15s usually go for? Like $500-$600? And I'm like, thinking in my head, like, all right, he's probably just gonna be like, yo, like he's probably gonna tell me because he's excited that he got it for super cheap. Like if he paid like, I don't know, $300 for a complete rifle, maybe his buddy hooked him up. This is what I'm thinking in my head as he's going on. So he's like, yeah, how much do you like regular AR-15s cost? And I'm like, oh, they start at like $600, right? And he was like, oh yeah, this one was $900. And I was like, you paid $900 for an Anderson rifle. I didn't say that to him, but in my head, this is what I'm going on. And he's like, yeah, this rifle normally retails for $1,100. And I'm like, I'm sure it does. And then he goes on to say, it doesn't need to be lubricated. And at this point, I'm just like trying to like hold myself together, right? So, I mean, it's fine if you like cheap stuff and stuff like that, but the other thing is being super proud of it and talking about stuff that you have no idea is kind of just a little mind-blowing. So he proceeds to tell me that the gun is advertised so that you don't have to lubricate the gun ever, and it will go for 5,000 rounds, and then all you need to do is soap and water it down, and then you can keep shooting for another 5,000 rounds with no lube, zero lubrication, and it will work just fine.
The Anderson rifle. The world's only no-lube rifle.
He was like really excited about that, and you know what, that's fine and everything, but I guess like my facial expression must have shown that like I was just like dying on the inside. So he proceeds to go, you don't believe me, do you? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm just thinking, not a chance in hell. But just to be polite, I was like, to each his own. And I was like, that's fine. I didn't really want to say anything, but he was like explaining to me that I don't even know what he was saying. It was like he said that they calcify like the finish coating and blah, 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 and all this other stuff about how it's, like gonna run forever, and that they shot 5,000 rounds and they dumped it into a lake, pulled it out and kept shooting with it, and it was fine. And I was like, all right, bro, your Anderson rifle, no lube, 5,000 rounds, go. Let me see it, and then I will believe it. But I don't know, maybe Anderson has come out with some new black magic or something, and they just seems to be like the best in the world, I guess. I'm not sure. But anyway, I had another customer came in, and he was interested in buying a couple of the Blue Label program Glocks. So Basically, Glock does a blue label program where the Glocks are specifically priced at a discount, a severe discount for law enforcement, military, firefighter, EMT. There's a big list of people who qualify for it, and generally speaking, they're pretty lax. Now, we were having trouble figuring out his qualification because he works for a security company, and basically, like, their security is pretty high level, and so everything's really bland. It's not like advertised openly, you know, like a state security company, or like it's not like straight up like police officer. So he ended up going with his old CIA credentials. So he showed me, you know, all this stuff, and I mean, it was legit, right? So no big deal. So anyway, we're doing the paperwork, and the guy is super casual, no big deal, like not like I was a CIA spook and I'm the fucking best, you know, spy ever. He was like super chill about it, and he told me that, you know, like him and his wife, they met in like basically she was an analyst and he was one of their field operatives, and like I was like, man, this is like kind of cool, you know, like I mean, I've seen his credentials, so I know he's not lying, so like, you know, it seemed awesome. And I kind of made a joke about how it's like he has like the classic like spy romance where, like, you know, he's like this secret agent in the field, and then the analyst like whispering in his ear and giving him directions and stuff, and they fall in love. And he was talking to me about how, you know, in like government intelligence agencies, it's really difficult if one person is in and one person is left in the dark, because there's so many like lies and secrets that they have to keep from each other, and it just doesn't work well. But if you're both in the agency, you can, you know, obviously be open with each other, which is, you know, kind of interesting to hear. So, you know, we're talking about all this different stuff, and like he started talking about some of the movies like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and I think like, what is it, Bridge of Lies, and he was telling me that these movies are boring to a lot of people because, you know, everybody expects like action movies to be like, you know, the real deal. Like if you're in the CIA and you're like in Afghanistan and operating and you're killing people left and right and you're just like a super badass, but in reality it's super boring. And, you know, most of the stuff you're doing paperwork, and he's telling me like if you do a week-long operation, you're gonna be doing a week's long of paperwork, and, you know, that sucked basically. But yeah, all in all, he was just telling me about his experiences and what movies out there that kind of like replicate what it's like to be, you know, in an intelligence service. And you know, that was kind of like interesting to hear. I mean, I just never really talked to anybody who did that kind of stuff, so it was kind of cool, you know, CIA spook. And then at the end, after we finished up the paperwork and he paid for his guns, he was like, you know, I usually have like a coin that I can give you, but he ended up giving me one of these. So I don't know if this is one of those things that they give you if you go to like Langley and like tour the, I don't know if there's like even a place you can like tour in the CIA, like they're like preliminary before you get into the super top secret stuff, and then like you have like your like aspiring like my first agent kit that you get and everything. But he gave me basically it's a patch, so you got laminate, and I was thinking maybe I'd put some Velcro on the back, but it's pretty neat, you know, Central Intelligence Agency patch, pretty cool. And so that was my freebie for the day. I get like a lot of free swag sometimes at work, and so it's kind of fun. But yeah, I thought I'd share some stories about people that I've met, you know, at work, and just sometimes it's a little unbelievable. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe if you like the video and you want more content, and I'll try to, you know, talk more about some other experiences that I've met with people and, you know, done stuff. And I guess I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and yeah, if you I don't know, have anything in particular you want me to talk about or have any questions, you can always throw them in the comments below, and I'll try to like answer them maybe in a video coming up. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.